Across the landscapes of Europe, stone sentinels rise from the earth. They are silent witnesses to history, their walls saturated with the echoes of forgotten ages. We know them from storybooks and grand tours, fairy tale palaces shimmering with opulence, towering fortresses built for war, and historic strongholds that shaped the destiny of nations. These are the castles of postcards and dreams. But some castles are different. They don't feature in the glossy travel brochures. Their gates are not open to welcome curious tourists. Hidden deep in impenetrable forests, deliberately erased from maps or left to crumble into dangerous skeletal remains, these places are intentionally kept from us. They are forbidden. They carry an air of profound mystery. Their stories whispered in hushed tones, a mixture of historical fact, local legend, and chilling folklore. They are forbidden not just by chain-link fences and warning signs, but by the very darkness of the tales they have to tell. Today, we're unlocking the gates and venturing beyond the warnings to explore 7 forbidden castles in Europe you'll never find on a tourist map. Our first stop takes us to a remote, forested area north of Prague in the Czech Republic, where Huska Castle sits in unsettling isolation. There are no major roads here, no strategic trade routes, no nearby border to defend. Its location makes no military or economic sense. Built in the 13th century, local legend insists it wasn't constructed as a home or a fortress, but to serve a single terrifying purpose, to seal a gateway to hell itself. The story goes that a bottomless pit in the rock here was a wound in the earth from which demonic, half-animal, half-human creatures would crawl out at night to terrorize the local populace. Before building the castle, a nearby duke offered a pardon to a condemned prisoner if he would agree to be lowered by rope into the chasm and report what he saw. Seconds after he was lowered into the darkness, the man began screaming in terror. When he was pulled back up, his hair had turned white and he had aged 30 years, dying of unknown causes just days later. The castle was then built directly over the pit. Its chapel sits precisely where the gateway was, and its fortifications face inward, as if to keep something trapped inside rather than to repel an outside attack. During World War II, the Nazis commandeered the castle for alleged occult experiments, adding another sinister chapter to its history. While parts of the castle are open today, its chapel, built over a supposed portal to damnation, makes it one of Europe's most chilling locations. From a castle built to contain evil, we travel to one consumed by time. Hidden deep in the Ardennes forest of Belgium, once stood the magnificent Château de Noisy, also known as Miranda Castle. This was not a medieval fortress, but a 19th-century neo-Gothic masterpiece, designed by English architect Edward Milner for the aristocratic Liedekerke-Beaufort family. For decades, it served as their luxurious summer retreat, but its fairy tale existence was short-lived. After being occupied by German forces in World War II, it was repurposed in 1950 as a home for sickly children, an orphanage run by the National Railway Company of Belgium. Abandoned completely in 1991 due to soaring maintenance costs and a search for a new investor that never materialized, the castle began its slow, spectacular decay. It became a haunting ruin, a mecca for urban explorers and photographers who trespassed to capture its melancholic beauty. The owners, tired of the constant break-ins, declared it strictly forbidden. Its eerie, silent halls and collapsing towers earned it a reputation as one of Europe's most beautiful ruins. But this forbidden status has now become permanent. Despite protests, demolition began in 2016. Today, Château de Noisy is gone, wiped from the landscape, making it the ultimate forbidden castle, a ghost that exists only in photographs and memory. In western Ukraine, another ghost of a glorious past awaits. Pidhirtsi Castle was once so magnificent it was called the Versailles of the East. Built in the mid-17th century as a lavish residence rather than a fortress, it was surrounded by immaculate gardens, a theatre, and filled with priceless art and furniture. But its golden age was violently stripped away. Centuries of brutal warfare saw it plundered during World War I and its art collection scattered. After World War II, the Soviets turned the palace into a tuberculosis sanatorium, its opulent halls filled with sickness and despair. Then, in 1956, a catastrophic fire gutted what was left of its former grandeur. Today, the castle is officially closed to the public, a hollowed-out shell too dangerous to explore. But the danger may not only be physical. The castle is said to be haunted by the White Lady, the ghost of a young woman named Maria who was brutally murdered by her elderly, jealous husband in the 18th century for being unfaithful. Her spirit is said to wander the desolate corridors searching for her lost love. Teams of paranormal investigators have claimed to capture evidence of her presence, adding a supernatural lock to the castle's forbidden gates. From the outside, it's still stunning, a forbidden reminder of a golden age long past. High above the Arge River valley in Romania, clinging to a jagged cliff, stands the true fortress of a legend. This is Poenari Fortress, known to history as the real castle of Vlad the Impaler, the bloodthirsty ruler who was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. While Bran Castle gets the tourist fame, it was here at Poenari that Vlad sought refuge. He didn't build it, but he recognized its impregnable position and rebuilt it using the forced labor of his enemies. Reaching the ruins today requires a grueling climb of more than 1,480 steep, crumbling steps, a journey that isolates the fortress from the modern world. Legend says that during a siege by the Turks in 1462, Vlad's first wife, rather than be taken captive, threw herself from the highest tower, her body crashing into the river below. The story claims the water ran red with her blood. The fortress itself has suffered a similar fate. A major landslide in 1888 sent parts of it crashing into that same river. Today, official access is frequently restricted, not just due to the crumbling structure, but also because the surrounding forests are home to a large population of brown bears. The path is treacherous, the walls are unstable, and the ghosts of a brutal past linger. It remains one of Europe's most hauntingly forbidden sites, a true eagle's nest of a tyrant. Some castles are celebrated, their gates thrown open to the world, but others guard their secrets jealously. They are the forbidden fortresses, places deemed too dangerous, too sacred, or too mysterious for outsiders. Their stories are not found in guidebooks, but whispered on the wind, tales of tragedy, lost grandeur, and secrets locked behind doors that will never open. Our journey into the forbidden begins on the storm-lashed coast of Northern Ireland. Here, clinging precariously to a basalt outcrop, Dunluce Castle stands as a stark silhouette against the churning Atlantic. For centuries it was the stronghold of the warring MacDonald clan, a fortress that seemed to defy the very elements. But in 1639 nature issued a terrifying rebuttal. During a lavish feast, a violent storm tore through the castle. Without warning, the entire kitchen wing, along with its staff, plunged into the churning abyss below. Legend holds that only a single kitchen boy survived, save because he was huddled in a corner of the room that remained anchored to the rock. The tragedy was a turning point. The castle was abandoned, left to the mercy of the relentless wind and waves. Today, while visitors can walk the main grounds, the most perilous sections are strictly forbidden. Fences and warning signs mark the boundaries of safety, beyond which lies a treacherous landscape of unstable cliffs and constant creeping erosion. It's said that on stormy nights the screams of the doomed staff can still be heard on the wind, a ghostly chorus accompanying the ocean's roar. Its windswept ruins are a powerful reminder that even the mightiest stone fortresses are no match for the enduring power of the sea. From a fortress claimed by the sea, we travel to one consumed by time. In Poland, the colossal ruins of Kozistopol Castle sprawl across the countryside like the skeleton of a fallen giant. This was never just a castle. It was a palazzo in fortezza, a palace within a fortress, and once the largest in Europe. Its creator, the eccentric nobleman Krzysztof Ossoliński, designed it as a magnificent stone calendar. It boasted 4 towers for the seasons, 12 grand halls for the months, 52 rooms for the weeks, and 365 windows for the days of the year. Its stables had marble troughs and mirrors, and legend speaks of a vast dining hall with a crystalline ceiling that was in fact a massive aquarium filled with exotic fish. But this opulent dream was tragically short-lived. Just a decade after its completion, the Swedish invasion known as the Deluge swept through Poland in the 1650s. The castle was plundered and burned, its grandeur reduced to a hollow shell. It was never rebuilt. Today, much of this sprawling labyrinth is forbidden to enter. The once grand halls are now roofless chambers open to the sky, their floors a treacherous carpet of rubble and weeds. Unstable walls lean at precarious angles, and deep forgotten cellars lie hidden beneath the overgrowth. To wander here is to walk through a world frozen in the moment of its own destruction, a monument to ambition and the brutal swiftness of its fall. Not all forbidden castles are ruins. Some hide their secrets in plain sight. Nestled in a German forest, Eltz Castle appears to be a fairy tale brought to life. It is one of Europe's best preserved medieval castles, having remained in the possession of the same family for over 850 years. But this immaculate preservation comes with a price: secrecy. While tourists flock to its pristine courtyards and furnished rooms, vast sections of the castle remain completely inaccessible. Entire wings, ancient cellars, and a web of hidden tunnels are locked away, their contents a closely guarded family secret for over 33 generations. What lies behind these heavy iron-bound doors? The family remains silent, fueling centuries of speculation. Are there vaults filled with treasure, hidden to protect the family fortune during Europe's many wars? Or perhaps a secret archive, holding documents that could rewrite history? Legends speak of the ghost of Countess Agnes Eltz, who is said to have died defending the castle from an unwelcome suitor. Her spirit is said to still roam the forbidden corridors, the eternal guardian of the family's secrets. From crumbling ruins claimed by the sea to palaces frozen in time, from family secrets locked behind ancient doors to the mysteries that linger in the shadows of Europe's most forbidden castles. These places are more than just abandoned buildings. They are scars on the landscape, each telling a story of what has been lost, what is being hidden, and what is best left undisturbed. They remind us that history is not a finished book, but a landscape of shadows and locked rooms. Some doors will remain closed forever, some secrets will never be revealed, and some places will always belong to the realm of mystery. Subscribe for more content. Thank you for your support.